The silence in the Avengers meeting room was deafening. The scars of Sokovia were fresh, and the pain still echoed in the minds of those who had fought there. Captain America sat with his comrades, Thor, Black Widow, and Iron Man, each lost in their own thoughts. Then, without warning, a crimson alert flared on the massive screens before them. Instinctively, all eyes locked onto the flashing warning. Tony Stark was the first to act, fingers flying over the console as he examined the incoming data. A heavy silence hung in the air as they awaited his verdict. Finally, he exhaled and looked up. "We found him," he said, his voice laced with a grim finality. "We found Ultron." Captain America's jaw tightened. "Where?" Tony's eyes flickered over the satellite feed. "Amazon rainforest." Everyone stood at once, their instincts readying them for battle. But before any plans could be made, Steve Rogers stepped forward. "I'll handle this." Tony opened his mouth to protest, but Steve cut him off with a look of steely resolve. The room fell silent again as the others saw the unrelenting determination in Steve's eyes. This wasn't just another mission. This was personal. Tony hesitated, then sighed and placed a hand on Steve's shoulder. "Fine, but don't get yourself killed." With that, Steve left to prepare for what could be the most dangerous mission of his life. The Quinjet sliced through the air, carrying Captain America toward the endless green abyss of the Amazon rainforest. The journey was smooth, but Steve's mind was anything but. Images of Sokovia, of the people lost, of Ultron's mechanical monstrosities, all swirled in his head. This time, he would end it. As the Quinjet made a soft landing in a clearing, Steve stepped onto the damp soil, his grip tightening around his shield. The air was thick, humid, and carried the scent of life and decay. The moment his boots hit the ground, a deep restlessness settled in his chest, as if something unseen was pressing against his heart. Something wasn't right. His mission was clear: track Ultron's signal, locate his base, and eliminate him. But as he moved deeper into the jungle, his instinct screamed that there was something else here. Something unseen. Steve advanced cautiously, his senses honed to the subtlest disturbances. Then he found it, the battlefield. Scattered remnants of Ultron's drones lay broken amidst the underbrush. Some were sliced clean through, others torn apart by something that didn't match any known weapon signature. Trees bore deep gashes as if struck by enormous blades. He knelt, inspecting a severed drone head. The damage was precise, calculated, not Ultron style. Something else had done this. Then the sound, low, guttural, and alien. Steve tensed, rising to his feet. The sound had come from the darkness of the jungle ahead. He advanced carefully, each step measured. Then silence, too silent. Without warning, a burst from a plasma gun screamed through the air toward him. Reflex took over. His shield snapped up, absorbing the brunt of the attack. The blast sent him skidding back, boots digging into the mud. When he looked up, his blood ran cold. A shape emerged in the shadows, tall, muscular, draped in shimmering armor that distorted the light around it. It held an unnatural grace, its movements both deliberate and eerily silent. Its helmet, a monstrous visage, concealed its face, save for two piercing, glowing eyes that regarded him like a predator sizing up prey. Steve braced himself. "You're not Ultron, but you sure as hell picked the wrong fight." The creature responded with a low, clicking growl. Then it attacked. Blades flashed as it lunged. Steve barely managed to raise his shield in time, blocking the first strike, but the force of the blow sent vibrations through his entire arm. The second strike came faster, then the third. Each blow precise, powerful, relentless. Steve countered, slamming his shield into the creature's torso, staggering it back. Seizing the opportunity, he followed up with a crushing right hook, but the creature recovered impossibly fast. A brutal backhand sent him crashing into a tree. Pain flared in his ribs. This thing was strong. But Steve Rogers never backed down from a fight. Gritting his teeth, he pushed himself up and charged. His shield struck true, colliding with the creature's helmet, sending it stumbling. Capitalizing on the moment, Steve delivered a series of devastating blows, his fists moving in a blur. The creature staggered, seemingly dazed. Then, a sudden twist, a long, serrated blade shot forward, slashing deep across Steve's arm. He gasped, clutching the wound, blood dripping onto the forest floor. The creature didn't hesitate. Another blade came for him. He barely dodged, but pain slowed him down. A second strike followed, cutting into his side. He dropped to one knee, his breath ragged. Desperation surged through him. He tried to reach for his comm device. He needed backup, but it was dead. The creature loomed over him now, its mandibles clicking in what almost seemed like satisfaction. It lifted a massive clawed hand, ready to strike the final blow. Steve clenched his jaw, gripping his shield tightly. If this was the end, he would face it standing. With the last of his strength, he surged forward, ramming his shield into the creature's midsection. But the creature was ready. It sidestepped the attack and delivered a brutal uppercut, lifting Steve off the ground and sending him crashing down hard. Dazed, struggling to move, Steve watched through blurred vision as the creature raised its weapon. Then it struck. A sharp knife plunged deep into Steve's abdomen, tearing through muscle and bone. A choked gasp escaped his lips as unbearable pain erupted through his body. His shield slipped from his grip, hitting the ground with a dull thud. The creature watched him, tilting its head as if savoring the moment. Then, with a powerful kick, it sent him sprawling onto his back, gasping for breath. His vision dimmed, stars dancing in his eyes. He tried to move, to fight, but his limbs were leaden. The jungle canopy blurred above him, the sound of the rainforest distant, fading. His heartbeat pounded in his ears, slowing with every second. As the creature stood victorious over him, it did not deliver the final blow. Instead, it tilted its head, seemingly assessing its broken prey. Then, with a slow and deliberate motion, it withdrew its blade from Steve's abdomen, leaving him gasping, blood seeping into the jungle floor. With one final glance, the creature turned and vanished into the shadows of the forest, its clicking growl fading into the night. Steve lay there, pain racking his body, as the darkness of unconsciousness finally overtook him.